Hello, hello. I'm live on Instagram. I actually just got off of a TikTok live. So if you came from TikTok, let me know.
I'm going to show you how you earn $25 every 10 minutes by just simply
So I'm gonna wait a few minutes to see if more people come. But today I'm not really doing any poetry or crafts. I really just came to share some updates. Today is May, is it the 20th? Oh, it's the 21st. Today is May 21st, 2025. So we're in the second quarter, and I have some updates that I want to share about mostly my freelancing services. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit and see if more people come. I don't really think I'm gonna be live that long because I'm actually hungry. I just love seeing my art in the background. It's like such a fabulous reminder of the infinite creativity that I embody. Even my outfit today, it's so cute. I did honestly consider not coming on live, but I'm just like, no, I'm gonna come live. I'm just probably not gonna share poetry. Because if you don't know, I'm 6 months pregnant, so I'm getting to that point where, honey, I'm tired. Doing anything is like low-key exhausting. Hey, Farron. I'm not doing much today. Usually I come on here and I share poetry, arts and crafts, but I'm so tired today that I'm like, you know what? I just have some updates that I want to share, and then I'm probably going to get off of here. But I was just on TikTok live, and I was telling people that I was about to go live on Instagram, so come follow me. So I'm going to see if anybody from TikTok come. I am open to answering any questions. If you have any questions about me or art, creativity in general. But I'll go ahead and start with the updates. So if you don't know, I have a business called Creative Solutions, and it's essentially a hub of freelancers and contractors. And I'm still building my team because I really want to have a team of different creators in different arenas, like people who are creators in the film industry, people who do animation, people who do like DIY projects and room transformations, and people who also paint and do murals. I want to have a diverse team. This is the vision. I want to have a diverse team so that whenever we have clients who have diverse problems and needs, we can give them a solution that is diverse as well. So like, for example, I'm a freelance artist, and as a freelancer, I pretty much am very flexible with the type of creative projects that I can do for people. It really depends on their excuse me, it depends on their needs. So like, let's say there's a business, a small business, a local business who they're hosting an event or something. Let's say there's an event and the business is a clothing company. And let's say they want to do an event and they want to engage with customers, but they're not sure how to engage with customers in a fun and playful way. That's different than other clothing companies because there's so many clothing companies. So this business could easily work with me as a freelancer, and I can help them come up with a plan or ideas as to how to make this event something that's creative and fun, but also engaging with the possible customers. And so one of the things that I really love to do with businesses is introduce them to different games they can play with customers to not only engage with them, but also, sell their products. Because, obviously there's like commerce involved. There's some money involved, and like I find that I tend to attract businesses who want to think outside the box and do things differently than either they've done before or that they see other businesses doing. So that's just a little insight into like how, as a freelancer, I add value to businesses, but I also am interested in helping other creatives, whether you're a freelancer or an artist. Like, I really like to help people who, let's say you struggle with overthinking and you either need a plan so that you can actually move forward, or maybe you just need ideas and you already have a plan. I really love coming up with creative ideas for stuff. Like, even in my personal life, like if my mom has a problem with something, I love to help her think of creative ways to bring a solution to a problem. I feel like there's infinite solutions to all the things that we think are problems in our lives, but when we approach it from a playful perspective, then we can not only solve our problem, but we can have fun doing it. And that's a big part of what I want all of my like employees and other creatives in my business, as well as my clients, to realize like there's literally infinite solutions, infinite creative solutions to all of the problems that we think that we have in our lives. So yeah, the main updates though that I want to share about my specific services. So as a freelancer, my main service that I'm focusing on, like promoting and marketing, is creative consultations. And like I was saying earlier, this is about working with businesses or creators, whether you're like a content creator, you do online creation, or if you do like painting, crafts. Let's say you're a person who you host some type of arts and crafts in person, or you do commissions. Like, it really doesn't matter. All of it is creativity to me. So let's say you have an idea and you don't have a plan, so I would help you with the planning part. Or let's say you have a plan but you don't really have an idea. That's what I would pretty much help you with in the consultation. I'll help you gain more clarity on like what do you want and how you want to make it happen. And I just want to point out that like the main theme that I just see in how I operate is I'm a person who's going to empower you to know that you already have the creative genius to do whatever it is that you truly want to do. I feel like sometimes people struggle most with just their mentality. So sometimes they just need somebody to talk to help them cut through all of the mental fog, or maybe like they've been overworking themselves and they simply need more balance. So that's another theme too. So empowerment and balance. That's something that I feel like a lot of people could really use in their lives, because as creatives, we really are we're like fueling the momentum of life, whether we realize it or not. Like, creativity is all around us in different ways. If you look at nature, you see how something is always being created, and there's different cycles of creation. There's different stages of the process of creation. There may be some seasons where you're like working nonstop, but then there's also seasons to rest. And I feel like that's another big thing that I see creators struggle with the most, is they're burnt out because they're not necessarily incorporating rest and relaxation in their lifestyle as a creator. Like, as a creator, you're always utilizing your energy, and that doesn't necessarily have to be a full-time thing. Like, whether you're an entrepreneur or you work a job and you do your creativity on the side, I feel like there's always a need for balance. So it's important to really listen to our body when we really need rest, and to just have that faith and trust that this resting is also productive. So besides creative consultations, there's 3 other services that I offer that I want to note that is available right now. So I have another Instagram called mindcoach.earth, where it's pretty much more so focused on spirituality, and how else would I describe it? I feel like that's the best way to describe it, but I want to be a little bit more detailed, because I feel like now that spirituality is kind of mainstream, people have different ideas of what spirituality is. Let's see, what is the best way to describe this? For me, it's about being aligned with your soul. So like, I feel like the mainstream concept of spirituality have to do with manifestation, and I'm not necessarily a manifestation guru type person. Like, sure, that could be a part of your journey, but that's not what I'm talking about when I say spirituality. What I'm talking about is like knowing yourself, self-mastery, and being connected to your soul and your unique blueprint. So I coach people with really leveraging tools like human design or numerology and astrology, because that kind of stuff help you look more inward instead of outward. Because I feel like a lot of the spirituality stuff now in these streets is about outward stuff, but I'm more so somebody who's going to promote empowerment and knowing yourself, because that's really how you gain mastery in anything, whether it's creativity or money. Like, when you know yourself, that's the most powerful thing that really you can tap into. So there's 3 services that, as the mind coach, I am focused on right now, and it's mindfulness, which is cultivating conscious awareness. And I first was like inspired to create this as a service because I realized that my self-awareness is really powerful, and I noticed that people compliment me on that a lot, and it's something that I feel like I can guide other people to cultivate within themselves. And with this conscious awareness comes different like practices that you can really tap into. So if you're interested in, or you think that you might be interested in this one, mindfulness is more so for like, let's say you feel disconnected from your body and you're not really sure how to get more connected with your body because you struggle with making decisions. Because you know how people say, just follow your highest excitement. And I feel like that's definitely true. But at the same time, if you're not connected to your body, then you're not going to feel that excitement. So it's going to feel even harder to make a decision. So this service is more about connecting to yourself, your body, and your soul, and also helping you to regulate your nervous system. Because as you as you cultivate more awareness, it can be scary because things are going to come up. And I've had a lot of different transformations and resets. I've had a lot of different transformations and resets in my life. I've been homeless. I've lost a baby before. And I've lost people close to me who transitioned to the spirit world. So I feel like I have cultivated a lot of strength within my nervous system. I'm still growing with that, but I feel like there's some foundational tools that some people could be exposed to really help them on their journey, especially now. Like, a lot of people are being activated and they're maybe hearing their guides, or they're seeing things and they're not understanding what's going on, and it can be really scary if you don't understand that. So there comes the nervous system regulation. And then another service that I have is called heart therapy. And this is pretty much about how the heart is the access to the quantum field and how you can leverage this energy to pretty much transmute and alchemize anything. And so, of course, there's like some foundational knowledge that comes with that I'm glad to share, but it's more about tapping into creativity and your inner child for me. At least that's what my service is focused on. So like this service will be for people who maybe feel like they have a creative block, or who feel like they're doing the inner child work but they are not really seeing results. So maybe you just need to tap in deeper. And so some activities that I would have a client do is like automatic writing, or some type of creative activity to hone into like where the inner child's mindset is, if that makes sense. And then the last service that I want to talk about is called visibility coaching. And this is pretty much for anybody who maybe you want to be more visible online, or you want to be more visible in person, doing like public speaking, because I also do a lot of public speaking, and I also do virtual stuff like this live. But yeah, it's more so tailored for supporting people who really have that as a goal, but maybe they don't have a plan, or they don't have ideas to be visible. And with this, there's also just naturally some mindset work within that, because I feel like sometimes we don't take action because we're overthinking and we're in our head about something. But it's like sometimes the momentum is not going to shift until you actually take action. And yeah, so that's pretty much the 4 services that I want to give an update on and let people know is available. Even me doing this live and saying this is actually a part of my own personal visibility coaching that I do on myself, because I realized that for a long time I was feeling like I was invisible because I wasn't getting the, how should I say this? I wasn't getting the like feedback or support that I felt like I deserved, when in reality it simply was because people didn't know that I did anything. People didn't know that I had these skills. And of course, before I wasn't an entrepreneur, so it's not like I had services to be like, oh, I'm promoting these services. But now that I have more clarity, like, it's easier to just come and be visible because I have that clarity and I'm just acting on it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to share for today. I'm not going to save this live, but I'm probably going to like chop it up and share parts of it, because like I said, this whole process of me being live is to not only promote myself, but just to share like there's infinite possibilities and we can tap into them. And if you need support with that, I'm here, whether it's for a creative consultation, visibility coaching, mindfulness, or heart therapy. So yeah, if you made it this far, whether you're watching the recording or live, thank you so much. Sending you all love. Peace.